not bad. Ching ching. I'm going to be making a paella for you today. I'm I'm going to another region. The other day I made a chipino, and then I made I also made some carnitas, and but today I wanted to make continue to make the paella. A paella dish is a Valencia, originated in Valencia in Spain, in the coast of the northeastern part of Spain. It usually has a lot of fish in it, meats. There are sometimes you could use rabbit, duck in it. So, and there's history behind the ingredients that are used in the paella, where the saffron came in with the Moors, and there's a lot of stories behind the paella. The rice that's used is a white rice, and I typically use, like, I've used a jasmine rice, a basmati rice, plain long grain rice. But typically the paella is used with a short grain rice, arrobio rice, and it's actually, this arrobio rice is an Italian rice. So so there's some more history there. So if arrobio rice is an Italian rice and paella is a Spanish dish, then there's a lot to question about this international dish. So, the recipe that I used when I was going in for MasterChef, I took a paella dish and actually got called back, and that to me was saying that it was good enough to get called back twice for a second screening. I didn't pass the second screening. I don't know what they were looking for, but basically I'll share a dish with you. Now, normally I use basically what I did with paella was made a Spanish rice, added some fish to it, and some crabs, and also I added some shrimp, and added all these goodies to it. So, but I'm going to be using a different technique, and I didn't make the chicken. What I did, I have turkey sausage that I made up, and what I did basically was made a stock, a quick stock, shrimp and lobster stock, and I used I put in the shells of my lobster that I'm going to be using, and my shrimp, with a little bit of celery, lemon, carrots, bell pepper, and just cooked it for a while and just simmered it for about a good 45 minutes. Just a simple stock, and I'm going to be pulling out all the shells and stuff and use it for my paella. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to use the paella pan. Just not going to do it. I'm going to use my good old faithful cast iron skillet because I love the way it heats. And it heats evenly, and I just love my cast iron skillet. So I'm going to be using that. So you could use, if you want to use this, I think this is the carbon steel. If you want to use that, you can. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's also cool to use, like, if you're actually out on the ocean, and you're in the ocean and you're just, and you have an open fire, and this would be really nice to use. So, I mean, it's really nice to do it that way. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil with some canola oil to that. And then I'm going to add my veggies. And I have, I don't know if you can see that. And I've already rinsed out my strainer. I was looking for my strainer. I forgot I had washed my arrobio rice and dried it out. I'm not going to use that much rice, but anyways, start off the New Year's, right? So I have some minced, let me roll these up. Minced, well, small dice, onion, 1 whole onion. I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. Then I have some carrot, celery, a little bit of just 1 stalk of celery, and some bell pepper. Put this aside. And I just probably put about a couple tablespoons of that oil. You want to make sure you have plenty of oil. I would even suggest a little bit more, because then eventually you're going to cook the rice. And actually, the rice goes in, cook that all together. You put the rice first, and then saute the rice. And what you want to do is you want to basically make sure that the rice is cooked. It's kind of cooked. So I'm going to go ahead and saute that. I add a little bit more oil. You could do the rice first and then add the vegetables. That's how I typically do it, but I kind of blew it, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it this way. And then we just want to, and I have in the refrigerator, I have my seafood, and it's going to come out really, really nice. And this paella is really nice. You could even serve it in the morning, fry an egg or poach an egg, and put it on top of the paella with a nice grilled toast, and that would be delicious. So do it that way. I'm going to go ahead and remove, well, I really don't need to right now, but I'll wait till it soaks a little bit longer in there, so all that the flavors can go in there, and just made a really quick seafood stock, basically, out of the shell that I'm using. You want to make sure that that rice is sauteed thoroughly. It smells so good. This is making me hungry. So there's plenty of oil in there. I probably put about 1/4 cup of oil. And I have it on high heat, like I said. And you want to continue to stir the rice, because you don't want the rice to scorch, which that has happened to me a couple times. And you want to pull, if you do scorch the rice, just take the time to pull them out, because it really doesn't look pleasant. So again, you basically start off with the rice, and then you saute the rice, and then you add the vegetables, which I kind of did it a little backwards there. I'm going to keep that warm, because when I pour it in there, it'll be nice. So that's starting to, I can tell it's getting a little crispy. Starting to get a nice little caramel in there, color in there. Oh yeah. See better. Go ahead and add my garlic in there. And the reason why I waited to add my garlic is because I don't want it to get bitter. So if you cook your garlic too long, it becomes bitter. You don't want that. I'll lower this a little. Okay, now I'm going to add my sausage. And you can get, I made my sausage, so I'm just going to add bits and pieces of it. You can get your sausage already made, which is nice, like a chorizo or linguiça would be a nice sausage. This has a little bit of red pepper. I kind of like the Italian sausage. So this is more on the side of an Italian sausage. And just kind of, I'm telling you, this paella is really, really good. You want that meat to cook in there if it's raw. If it's not raw, then you don't put it in at this point. So I'm going to have sausage in my paella. I love sausage in my paella. Just to kind of make sure that it cooks, I'm going to go ahead and cover it. I want to make sure it cooks. And this is crushed tomatoes. I'm going to use that in there. I'm going to take some saffron. And it's kind of pricey, but I found some saffron at some specialty stores. But this one, I trust. This is Spanish saffron, and I'm just going to take like a pinch, and it has a lot of flavor. It really does. Oops, I put too much in there. Let's move this back. Actually, so you don't need a lot because it's very strong. It's pretty strong. You don't want to waste it. There's a little tiny jar, which is like 0.7 grams. 70 grams is like, 0.70 grams. It's like about, I'd say about $6. So you don't want to waste it. Trust me. So I'm going to take a little bit of my stock, and I'm going to put in my saffron and allow it to kind of steep in there. Okay, yeah, that looks good. So there's fond on the bottom of this now. That's so yummy. Okay, now I'm going to add a little bit of chili powder. That's about a tablespoon of chili powder, a little bit of pepper, good pinch, some salt, okay. I'll lower this. And then I'm going to add some comino. I like thyme. Gives it that nice little rustic. So paella came all the way to California, so I'm putting my own little twist in it. Then I'm going to add some paprika, smoked paprika. Yeah, just a little. My hands are getting